Hey guys, how you doing? Danny here. Thanks for the opportunity to serve you guys again. I really appreciate it. Look, I love doing these videos and bringing some value to you guys. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was your muscle building habits today. So one thing you want to look at here is like if you look at the vast percentage of people that get into the gym, most people, they tend to go either all or nothing and pack it in after like a few weeks, or they tend to, have a long-term plan and a long-term plan in place and make sure they hit their marks over a long period of time, even though they have short-term goals. So one thing I wanted to dive into was a formula that is sure to get you to reach success over the long term. So if you look at like the percentage of stuff like that happens in the gym, like the percentage of time you actually spend in the gym of a week is around about 3%. So that's even like 4% to 5% at the most extreme of cases. Because you look at it, you might spend 45 minutes a session in the gym. Say if you do five sessions a week, at 45 minutes, it's, an hour and a half, 3 hours, what's that? So that's about 3.25 hours of total work done. So, and if you look at a week, it's got something to close to about 170 hours. So as you can see, like the time in the gym versus the time you're not in the gym far outweighs, each other. So it's a matter of understanding what I suppose you can do in order to maximize the effects that you have in the gym. So to make sure you're getting the most out of every workout and that every workout is giving you what you need in terms of going towards your results. So let's have a look at that. So, your nutrition is a real big one. Making sure you stay like on point. A great way to make sure you do that is to really plan in advance. So one thing I like to do of a week is, get a day where I have like 24 hours spare, and basically go through most of my meals that I need for the week and basically set them aside, freeze them or put them in the fridge, whichever, to make sure they're all ready to go. Because the last thing you want to be doing when you're, trying to get results, and especially with a busy lifestyle as well, is, thinking about what you're going to have for lunch or what you're going to have for tea. You want to make it as automated as possible and as simple as possible. So it might be a bit of a pain in the ass when you're trying to do it. Like, just say, if you have to do 20 or 30 or 40 meals, it's a lot of food, but, you will find it worthwhile because, once you have it set aside for the week, it is as simple as, going to the fridge or freezer, or whether you take it on the run to work and you go bang and you have the right food available at the right time. That's the biggest key, is having the right food available at the right time. Just say if you're hungry and you've got nothing available in terms of the quality of your food, what are you going to do? You're going to have what's closest, and it's most likely going to be something that's not going to really do you justice in terms of going towards your results. So, think of it like this. Be mindful of this. Have food prepared and food ready for when you either get home from the gym or on your days off, that you can have. That's a really nutritiously balanced meal. Something like, a good example of a good breakfast would be for me, like, I do the meat and nut breakfast. So like what I'll do is I'll do like a handful of dried fruit and nuts. Plus I do these little meatloaf muffins. So, they usually get me off to a good start in the day. So, you want to look at the quality of the food you're having. So, making sure you have a good quality protein, a good quality, what we call plant-based foods. So, something like that grows in the ground or grows on a tree, have that in your meal as well. And plus some good fats like the nuts that I just mentioned. The only reason I don't actually have carbohydrates for breakfast too much is because, like, if you have too much sugar, like at the start of the day, it tends to sit you on your butt and you tend to get sleepy. So when you've got a lot of shit going on, you need to be really on the go and really on the ball. So that's the reason why I don't have a lot of sugar earlier in the day. And, and the reason why I limit my sugar pretty consistently, because, you do have those sugar crashes where you get sleepy. So be mindful of that. When you have carbohydrates, make sure you have more complex forms, like one like a couple of things I like to do is oats are really good. I have a lot of oats. You know, your brown rice is great as well, and also, you know, like yams or sweet potatoes, you know, are really good. You know, and there are multiple things you can do with this. So, you know, look at recipes even online that involve sweet potatoes. I can tell you can find some absolute gems out there. So do your research and come up with a good recipe for yourself. But yeah, making sure that your habits, like with your nutrition, are right on point. Making sure you stay organised. Like I said before earlier in the video, go out, you know, buy yourself like 30 or 40 plastic little tubs. You know, you can get them from bargain shops for about, you know, 10 to 15 bucks. You know, it won't set you back that much. And basically what you do is you portion out your food into that one container, freeze it up, and bang, there you go. There's one meal ready to go for the week. You do that 30 or 40 times, you know, you're set. It's a pain in the ass to do at the time, but once the week goes on, you will thank your lucky stars that you actually did it. So, you know, making sure you stay prepared. And making sure you get enough rest. And one thing that you'll find will happen, guys, when you get organised is you will rest a lot better too, because you're not scrounging and having to get food ready for the next day and all that sort of stuff. And, you know, you're not having to cook or prepare or worry about what you're going to eat the very next day or even on that day. So you can rest easy. You know, all your food's organised, so you can get a good night's rest pretty early, because your food's pretty much set to go and you don't really have to do much. So you can get to bed early. One thing I'm a big fan of is getting to bed as early as you can and getting up early. You know, it's going to give you a sort of good rhythm in the day and making sure you get a lot of shit done. So, yeah, making sure you stay prepared, making sure you stay on point. Get yourself organised, get those plastic tubs that I talked about. You know, they'll set you back about 10 or 15 bucks at a bargain shop. You know, and you'll thank your lucky stars that you did it, because as the week goes on, you know, your food will be organised 100%, and there'll be no two ways about you getting results. And yes, the key is to stick to it consistently. So make sure that you're consistent with every single effort that you put in, like with your efforts in the gym. Stay consistent there. Making sure you're consistent with your nutrition as well. And one thing, like I said, I'm going to drill it in so you guys don't forget it. Make sure you stay organised. Make sure you stay on point. Get yourself 35 to 40 plastic containers from a bargain shop. It won't set you back too much, 10, 15 bucks if you're lucky. Get yourself some sweet potatoes, broccoli, and some meat. You know, portion it out, freeze it, and you'll be all set to go. Take care, guys. I look forward to having the opportunity to serve you again. I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see you soon.